Studios at 44th and O. We switch on the blinding neon glow that bears their name. Jack Mitchell.
I'm officially fascinated with this story that's starting to take shape.
And Dave Miller.
That's all well and good until they hack your power grid, and then...
It's KLIN's Jack and Dave in the morning.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. 42 degrees in the capital city, 8:39. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday morning, 402-479-1400. You can always email us at jackanddave@klin.com or Facebook us, facebook.com/jackanddave-in-the-morning. Give us the big thumbs up on there and get involved in the conversation every single day. And you can check out the Jack and Dave blog posts. Got a lot of run in the last 24 hours where we've consolidated, I guess is the word, all the YouTube videos that are out there regarding the Nebraska Northwestern Hail Mary. We've got videos from inside the stadium, from outside the stadium, and Instagram videos. We've got the radio call from here on KLIN and the Northwestern side of things. You can hear what it sounded. We played it a couple of times yesterday, but you can hear the Hail Mary. We've got it covered completely in the Jack and Dave in the Morning blog.
Some guy's basement
with his
dogs
girlfriend.
and cats living together.
And if there are any that we missed, I want to add them in there too. So if I missed a YouTube video or an Instagram or Facebook video, email it to just jackm@klin.com is fine, or Facebook us or whatever. But I'm going to keep updating it as I get there. But got some good run yesterday, and it's kind of a fun way to look back. I wasn't at the game, so I wondered what it felt like in the stadium, and I feel like I know now that I watched every single one of those. Joining us right now, a man who is also probably very excited, Saturday night, Jason from Turbine Digital. How you doing?
Guys, what's up, man?
Hey, so where were you when the catch happened?
Yeah, that was, let's see, with my kids in my parents' family room, I believe.
Okay.
Jumping up and down, trying to not to stump.
There's no YouTube video that exists that I can
there
add.
There is no YouTube video,
I'm
unfortunately.
surprised.
Yeah, I know,
really?
I know.
You?
Like I kind of joke. It was so insane. And for those that know my dad's pretty passionate. And, like, honestly, like, our family members were almost choked up. We were, like, touched.
You're not the only person who said that.
We were just so exasperated. They were like, oh, yes, thank God. So it was an emotional and exciting moment for our family.
And we can actually start there as a topic. Just looking at that blog post, it's crazy that so many people thought to get their phones out and saying, this might be a crazy moment. Time for me to tape this just in case.
Absolutely.
Or record it. I don't think tape is the word anymore. But
no more tape.
There's no
more VHS. No, correct.
I was showing you. I mean, there's just scats
I know.
of them.
No, I agree. I mean, I think we're in this day, of obviously sharing. And moments like that, I mean, I think what's cool is there's so much crap that's shared. And it's really nice when, something fun like that, something awesome. I mean, we all know about the culture of Nebraska. So that was really sweet. I agree. It was like you could just tour around all these videos, sound bites, local radio that called it Northwestern, the whole bit, people there. Again, I mean, this is kind of one of those things that from a Hail Mary perspective, from what I understood, that's never happened ever at Memorial Stadium to win a game. Is there anything that's gone like pre-1940 that anybody can
They weren't really using the forward pass all that much.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. But anyway, that was a neat sort of social media experience. I totally agree.
You didn't have some kind of live cam running at the time?
I did not. There was we were pretty, like I suppose most, fearing the death march and awaiting the ultimate suffering. And who knows?
I got to tell you, I was there and I was getting ready to wear a black armband for the week, and I was pleasantly surprised, just like everybody else was.
Absolutely. Well, and it's like a Rudy moment. I mean, you got a guy that's obviously a walk-on and stuff like that. That makes it even cooler to share something like that on social media.
A couple of disturbing things I saw yesterday. One of them happened at home. I'm not talking about that. The other one was BlackBerry fires their CEO and decides we're not for sale anymore. What is this company doing, Jason?
Oh, guys, this is bad. It was going to go private. I mean, we keep talking for the last couple years of the downward spiral, and it keeps getting worse. And they were going to take a lot of the software and utilize that and so forth. But it's so the ecosystem has deteriorated so much that the fact that nobody would buy it, They're injecting some money to kind of keep it on life support. But, guys, I got to tell you, I think it's going to be sold off in bankruptcy here pretty soon for bits and pieces. I think it's just a matter of time.
The plan was to become like a software, like kind of an
provider,
an app creator, right?
That's
essentially.
Correct. I mean, they've had a stronghold in the enterprise system still. I think their strongest footprint is in the global side of things, overseas and whatnot, but that's deteriorated as well. So I don't know, guys. Again, I think we're officially going to have an RIP, kind of like Kodak a few years ago, where there's not going to be any BlackBerry at all.
It's really weird. This Research in Motion has had two really big name CEOs that are credited with building this frontier building and literally built the smartphone.
Yep.
And started the industry trend, but their CEOs left. As soon as things started going well for them, if they got a good financial report or something like that, they jumped ship right away. And it's just kind of been sinking ever since. And it's weird. 6 years ago, if you owned a BlackBerry, you were the man. Now, you're laughed at. It's weird. It's like carrying around a See and Spell with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's completely irrelevant. And I like you. I mean, I've said this before. I really, really was a big fan of BlackBerry back in the day before the iPhone and Android and so forth. And I think it does boil down to leadership on companies like that. To stay ahead of the game, you got to constantly innovate. And, for people that didn't make the pivot when stuff started to change, I did watch some kind of short video or small documentary on BlackBerry. And to me, that was the problem, is those guys were very rigid in what they wanted to do and where it was going to head, because they had more of an engineering background and really weren't as much visionaries. And that's ultimately, I think, what killed the company.
Twitter's underwriters are saying profits are going to be doubling up to $200 million by 2015. Rosy forecast for their investors. Do you buy it?
I'm going to say yes. I think Twitter is attempting to learn from a lot of different saturated sources for advertising. And so they're really being...
Facebook?
Yeah, right. I think Twitter is trying to learn from everything Facebook did wrong. That's kind of what I'm hearing. I think LinkedIn and Twitter are paying attention to that. I think Facebook has recovered somewhat and is getting better in the mobile advertising piece of things. But, I'm liking the future of Twitter. This is still a vibrant, growing ecosystem.
How different do you think it looks in a year when there's more pressure to be profitable?
Well, I think they're going to continue to evolve and remove the barriers for entry, making it easier for people to use it. I think through some evolution in using hashtags, just some intelligence that I think that, like I look with a lot of our end users that are using it, they're not as intimidated as they used to be. And I think some of the native parts of the mobile app now of Twitter have gotten better. But yeah, I don't know. Once people get onto that, they are hooked, and sometimes they're not as overwhelmed as they are with Facebook.
How come Twitter doesn't have an interface? I know there's Tweetcaster and there's a couple others that are out there, but how come they don't have people beating down their door to make third-party apps that will help you disseminate information in ways that you want to see it in multiple streams? Because it's there. Tweetcaster can do it in a couple other places, but I would love to be able to do that on my mobile phone and have it be what I want it to be. It's just not there yet, and I don't know how to write code. So, but why aren't people rushing to do that? I think you could make some money off an app doing that.
I would think, if I recall, guys, they own TweetDeck, right?
Yeah, they bought it.
They bought it out.
So
and they edit it for mobile. It's only available on desktop. I love it. It's all I use. Now I switched to Tweetcaster.
So I think there's just a matter of time that they're going to take that technology and make that management of information more efficient. I think you're spot on. It's that kind of stuff that I don't know what they're waiting for, but there's got to be a point where they enrich the experience so that it allows you to segment stuff easier. You can break things out. Again, the part that they just need to get over the hump on is the barrier to entry. For all of our end users that we deal with that use social media, that are more novices, Twitter is always very intimidating. But if we get them over that hump, then they are like radical about it and they use it all the time.
Yeah, the learning curve isn't really that bad. I mean, it's about equal to Facebook, I would say. It's just the layout looks so much
different.
different.
They just don't get it.
It's a perception thing. Everybody, people largely, the vast majority of people use Twitter not as a content producer, but as a consumer from, and not largely from their friends and their family, but from news sources and
Consolidation,
public
yeah.
figures. It's the equivalent of going around to the websites that you would normally go to. That I think people who, before I got it, I thought of it as Facebook but shorter. It's not even close.
That's
I
correct.
use it as I use it a little differently, but because of my job. But I think if outside of my job, I use it as the equivalent of going to websites.
That's correct.
That's what it is.
I totally agree. And to your point, it's like once they get it and they understand that it's different, it's not Facebook. It's different.
It's what it is an interactive RSS feed is what it is.
Sure. Yeah.
If you want to look at it like that.
Great
Yeah.
analogy.
Hey,
I like it.
I wanted to talk about iPad Air because it's just taking off, and tell us more about what's happening in the marketplace with that.
Well, I think I said when I was on last time, I think when it just was announced, this is the iPad I think a lot of us wanted, including myself. I mean, I'm holding one that's which is
What
ironically-
version is it?
It's like the third one out.
Oh,
It's
jeez,
it's
you old man.
The heaviest
You fossil.
one. Yeah, exactly. And so I think that a couple things. It's going to have the power and the chops to run apps that are more robust. It's techie talk right now, but it means with the 64-bit, and Android's going to do it eventually, obviously, too. But that's going to make that a more richer experience. And then it's lighter. It's going to be. I just think it's going to be easier to tote around and stuff like the iPad Mini. Yeah, again, it's an evolutionary version of it. I didn't really think it would sell very well, but so far it's selling pretty substantially. It's doing a good job.
All right, Jason, we always appreciate your stuff. You can see more from him at thisisturbine.com. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, all the things. By the way, we're going to have maybe in a couple weeks, we're going to talk about top holiday tech gifts of 2013 and what are
Absolutely.
going to be the hot items. You got the new video game systems coming out. They're going to be huge. The Xbox and the PlayStation with their new offerings, the iPad Air. We'll get into that in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll
How's
do
that
the top
sound?
10 next week.
Seems early. All right, there you go. Thanks, Jason. We always appreciate
All right,
it.
thanks,
Talk
guys.
to you again soon. 8:50. Wrap things up after this. Jack and Dave in the morning, 1400 AM, 94.5 FM, KLIN.